So do I need to install a workstation?
Uh, on Ubuntu now, Commvault is not supported yet.
Okay.
So if you have a Windows machine or a Windows laptop, you can try on it. Or temporarily, you can try to create in AWS free tier some Windows machine, and you can try installation there. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, hello everyone, good evening. Today we are going to learn about how to do a basic installation of Commvault. When I say basic, you're only talking about the process of installation, what to check for, what to understand. Uh, but real-time installation in a real-world customer scenario, obviously, it will be much different. Okay, this is just to give you a idea and look and feel of how it's done. So the way we are going to do it is my colleague Bhanu Teja. He's going to share his screen. He has installed VMware Workstation on his laptop, and using that laptop, using VMware Workstation, has created a virtual machine. And inside that virtual machine, we are going to do the Commvault installation. Bhanu, can you please share your screen?
Sir, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes. So this is the virtual machine, Windows Server 2019 Data Center Edition. And can you show the installable file, Bhanu? Yeah.
Sir.
So go to the properties of that file. So if you see, this is a exe file, okay, about 26.6 MB in size. This exe file states the version v11.32, major version v11, minor version 32. Okay. This file is downloadable from Commvault support website. Okay. And it will allow you to run a Commvault environment evaluation version only. So there will be certain restrictions. All the features will not be available. And there will be restrictions on how many days you can run it also. Okay. So it's not going to be free forever. And it will not have any of the client, licenses. Uh, it will be only for, the basic features. Okay. But this will give us a good idea about the concepts within Commvault and how the things communicate between each other. So all those things we can learn. Okay, so you can close this window, and generally what we do is we right click and run as administrator, so that if at all you are logged in as a different user into the machine, still it will run as administrator, and the installation should not have any problem. Okay, but for now you can go and double click and
So
start the
this
installation.
VM, I already have the Commvault installed.
Okay, so let's
Uh,
just run it and show them
okay.
how the installation looks like.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this is the first screen of the installation. So as you see, it is asking for a destination folder where the binaries can get expanded. Okay. And it needs some 37, close to about 40 MB of space. So you can give any path. And once you click on extract, it will expand and extract everything inside that folder. So what you have to do is you have to go into that or
It will
will it
automatically.
start? It will start the installation automatically after that. Or you, if it doesn't start, you just go to that folder once. Go to the Commvault installation folder, C colon program files, Commvault.
This is installed.
Inside the installer, yeah, you will see that setup.exe file. Okay, it will get extracted, and you can use this file also to launch the installer. Okay, so yeah, here is where you get this option called run as administrator. Okay, yeah, we can close this window. Yeah. Now the first screen during the Commvault installation is choosing the language. So generally we choose English United States. Click on next. Then this is the end user license agreement. You have to click on I agree to proceed to the next step. Yeah. So it is asking now, do you actually want to perform the installation or only do you want to download the packages to later install Commvault on a different computer? Now, why this is needed? See, for this extraction to happen and to download the packages, this file will go and fetch the files from internet. Okay. Now, many a times in a customer data center, the core server machines, they are not connected to the internet for security reasons. So they will have a proxy server uh, inside the DMZ zone, demilitarized zone, which is a very secure network zone. And inside that zone, like a proxy server or a jump server or a repository server, whatever they may call it, they will have internet connection to it. And on that server, they will download it, download the package, and later using a secure file transfer method, they will transfer it from the jump server to a server inside their core network after doing all kinds of security scan like antivirus or threat scan or any other cyber security tool through which it should go for scanning, it will go. Okay, so if you want to directly initiate and install, you can choose the first option where it will start the installation process on this very computer where you have extracted the file. Or you can choose the second option where it will just create the package. It will not start the installation at all. Okay. So we will see both of them. Okay. What will happen if you do install packages and what will happen if you do download packages. Okay. Now click on next. Once you click on next, it will ask what maintenance release you want to download and install. So here you can choose latest maintenance release or you can specify any particular maintenance release, and from the drop down box you can choose the versions that are supported from this particular package perspective. Okay, there is one more button there called include custom releases. So if you select that, some more you know minor releases are getting populated. Okay, so why this is important? Many a times there will be specific bug fixes for specific customer requirements. Sometimes what happens is a customer may have requested for a custom feature and they may be a very, very large customer. And to maintain that relationship and business, Commvault may have agreed to do some kind of change in their code or in the algorithm or in the functionality. So all such customizations will get included in these maintenance releases. Okay, so you can choose any specific maintenance release, and who will verify this? There is the Commvault support team. So support team will guide which maintenance release to install for a specific bug resolution or specific custom feature. Okay. So for now, we will select the latest maintenance release. and we click on next. Once it clicked, it already sees that a version is already installed. Okay, so the installation process is intelligent enough to see that Commvault services are already running. And what is the error message it is giving is the currently installed version is already at a higher version than the version of the package that we are trying to install. Okay, so it will not allow this to happen. You cannot downgrade using an installation software. So downgradation is a separate process altogether. Okay, so the only option is you go back, select a higher version, or you exit this particular wizard. So instead of exiting, what we will do is we will see how to create a package. So Banu, go back. Yeah, we will see this option, download packages to install on a different computer. Yeah, select that. Now click on next here. So if you remember some of our earlier classes, you will remember that we have three components, right? One is ComServe, which is the master server or the brain of the environment. Second is the media agent. Media agent is the heavy lifter. That is the one which will read from the source and write to the target, which is the backup destination, the storage or the tape library, whatever we choose. Okay. Now, when it comes to the clients, the source, we saw that Commvault supports many different kinds of machines and applications. Okay, all kinds of different data sources. So here is where you have to choose what are those versions of the data sources whose client packages you want to have in your environment. Okay, so the first one is Windows. Now in Windows, we know that there are two kinds of architecture, right? The legacy Win32 or 32-bit architecture for older applications, and all newer applications will have 64-bit architecture, so Win64. So you select Win64. Okay, then once you select on Unix, the various versions of Unix you can select, right from, you can see Red Hat, you can see HP UX, you can see FreeBSD, you can see Solaris, you can also see Mac. Okay, all our Ubuntu, CentOS, okay, Debian, okay, all of them will come under Linux x86 or Linux x86 64. Okay, x86 is the processor type. By default, it's 32-bit. If you want x86 64-bit, then you select Linux x86 64. Now, x86 is Intel-based processor, right? But there are other types of processors also. So we have HP Itanium processor. So that is HP IA64. You see on the left-hand side. Okay, fourth option, right? And then you have, apart from Intel, ARM embedded processors. So ARM embedded will come here. Then IBM has its own power series of processors. So you have PPC 32-bit and then PPC 64-bit. Okay. Then S390 is another kind of processor. Then Mac has its own processor from ARM as well as Intel, as well as now Mac has its own processor, right? M1, M2, M3 chips. Then Solaris machines comes in two different processor types. One is Spark, which is developed by Sun, and then Intel-based x86 64-bit processors. Okay. And then IBM AIX, if you're using, then you have the AIX on PowerPC, the first option in Unix. So like this, okay, depending upon your environment, depending upon, what kind of source machine you are having from which you want to back up the data, you can choose those packages to be installed. Okay, so for now, let us choose Linux x86 under Unix, Linux x86 and x86 64. These are the most common. Okay, then if you scroll a little bit down, you will see uh, there are other options there. Windows OS updates and Unix OS appliance updates. Now, what are these appliances are? Like nothing but proxy servers. So in legacy versions of Commvault, sometimes proxy was referred to as appliance. So if you want that that one. And then lastly, you have Microsoft SQL Server updates also. If you remember in our classes, we learned that behind ComServe, there is a by default SQL Server gets installed to store all the metadata of the Commvault environment. So this backend SQL Server also needs to be updated from time to time with respect to bug fixes, patches, Microsoft releases KB articles and all that. So what Commvault does is when you're creating the software package, especially for ComServe or the master server, you can also include the backend SQL Server packages as well. So that once you're doing an update or installing the master server, the respective updates for the SQL Server in the backend also happen automatically. Okay, so that's the last option there. Yeah. So once you choose which all kinds of clients you want, so on and so forth, then you go ahead and click on next. There are many other clients available, but for them packages are, downloaded individually and separately. So these are the packages that you can, do it offline. Okay, many a times. Yeah. Click next. Now again, it'll ask for maintenance release. So we select the latest one. Click next. Yeah. So it is asking what kind of package you want to create. First one is you're creating a new COM cell altogether, okay, wherein right from the master server to the media server, everything, all the client machines, proxies, everything is getting created, brand new, okay, no connection to any existing environment, or you are joining an existing COM cell. Joining an existing COM cell means uh, any existing COM cell, but a new component you are installing, like a new media agent server or a new standby COM server or any client machine, okay, so on and so forth. Then if you want the full media kit wherein the backend SQL server also you want to be included in the package, so we choose that. So generally we choose that option. Or you want to do a custom installation, you click on advanced button. So Manu, can you click on advanced and click on next? When you click on advanced and click on next, then you will see what are all the various components that you can choose and what get installed by default. Yeah, click on next. Here, see here. So on the left hand side, you see the various components, right? You have server, then you have Microsoft Windows and virtualization, so on and so forth. So right now, the options that you see on the right hand side belong to the first option called server on the top. Okay. Want to click on server on the top left hand side? Yes. Okay. So under server, you see ComServe component, media agent, then web server, then ComCell console, command center. These are all various ways of accessing the GUI, then content analyzer, metrics, then index store, then ComCell failover components. Okay. IntelliSnap, application manager node. These are all various components, okay? LDAP gateway for LDAP based authentication. So as and when we get deeper into Commvault concepts, we will learn many of them, what each one of these components do, okay? But primarily, the ones that you will select most of the time are at the top. Go to the top, Manu. So you will select ComServe, which is the master server. And the moment you select ComServe, all the dependent applications automatically get selected. Can you see? So it'll automatically select media agent, automatically select web server, the various GUI methods of accessing, then the workflow engine, then index store and index gateway, which is mandatory, and content extractor. So these get installed by default. Okay. You can choose to uninstall Media Agent, Web Server, Comcell Console, Command Center. These four things you can choose to uninstall, because in real large environments, these things will be there in different machines. It will not be there in the same machine. Okay. Yeah. Next, on the left hand side, we choose Windows. Once you choose Windows, within Windows, there are many ways of taking backups. Okay. Uh, so the most common are the first two, file system core and file system. So file system core allow us to take a bare metal restore, which means registry settings and OS level settings can also be backed up if you are installing the file system core component. And then when you install the file system component, it allows you to back up any file or folder, normal file or folder, like what is there in the C drive, D drive, E drive. So all those paths that you have, that will allow you to back up those things. So Bhanu, can you select the first two? So we always recommend these first two to be installed by default. Then in Windows, I'm not sure if you all are aware, in Windows operating system, there is a service called VSS. Can anybody tell me, apart from Bhanu and Praveen, what does VSS stand for? Bhanu and Praveen, not for you, for the others. Inside a Windows operating system, there is a service called VSS. And with respect to data, it has a lot of relevance and importance. Can you tell me what VSS stands for? Anyone? You should have Googled by now. Come on. Kavya, Siddharth, Shanil.
Shadow copy, like Googled.
Hmm. But what is V?
Some
Volume
volume
shadow
shadow.
copy. Yes.
Correct. Volume shadow copy service. Do you remember the concept of snapshots, what we discussed in one of my earlier trainings?
Yeah, point in time.
So this particular, yes, to maintain a previous point in time copy or view of your data. Okay. So if VSS is turned on, at the operating system level itself, you can take snapshots and you can do read and write operations from the snapshots, and you can even recover data from those snapshots. Okay. And for Windows virtual machines and physical machines, it is advisable to have the VSS also, so that you get one more additional level of protection at the operating system layer or level itself. Always you don't have to try to do recovery or restore from the backup server. Okay. It makes things a little bit more easier and faster. But for this to work at the OS, inside the OS, the VSS service should be up and running. Then only this will work. Okay. Then there are other options also that we will learn later. These are all advanced options. You need to understand a lot of concepts to grasp the importance of these other options. So that we will discuss later. Next, click on virtualization here. So whenever we are trying to take backups of virtual environments like VMware environment, Nutanix environment, Nutanix means Acropolis hypervisor or Hyper-V or Red Hat virtual machines, okay, or even Docker or Kubernetes environment, you need to install a particular kind of a proxy server called as this virtual server. Okay. So this proxy server allows to interact with the hypervisor layer, the VMware layer or the Hyper-V layer or the Nutanix Acropolis layer. The same thing is applicable for cloud also. In cloud, every machine is nothing but a virtual machine, right? Like your EC2 instances, like in your Azure, the VMs. So even to do backups of cloud, machines, this virtual server is used. It's nothing but like a proxy. The proxy will allow the basic connection at the hypervisor layer with the necessary credentials and permissions and TCP ports to be opened so that one, you can do a discovery of that entire environment. How many virtual machines are there? What are its sizes? What are the guest operating systems running inside them? Okay, all of that, as well as it will allow you to configure the backups and recovery for these virtual machines. Okay, so you can set up disaster recovery, you can set up archival, you can set up copy to disk, you can set up copy to cloud. Okay, this is a very powerful mechanism in Commvault. Okay, and one beautiful thing that Commvault can do, which not many other backup softwares can do, is it can do on the fly virtual machine type conversion. That means, let us say your source virtual machine from where you took the backup is a VMware virtual machine. Okay. But when you want to do a restore or recovery, you want to recover into a Hyper-V environment, or you want to recover it in cloud as a AWS EC2 instance or as a Azure VM. You can do that using Commvault. Okay. You don't need any other third-party conversion tool. Okay. And this is the reason why many a times Commvault is also used as a replication tool or a disaster recovery tool, and even sometimes a migration tool. Okay, when you are migrating from one kind of an environment to another environment, you can use Commvault to do it. Okay, so this is a very powerful feature in Commvault. We will discuss more about it later. Next, database. So each kind of database has its own kind of agent. And you see here, these are all the kinds of databases that it supports the backup of. Okay. And when we say supports, it means tight integration. That means Commvault understands the uh, data structure of these databases and whatever are the best practices of doing data protection and backup of that particular database, all those best practices will be automatically followed. Okay, so you can see DB2, various versions and configurations of Oracle, Microsoft SQL, SAP for Oracle, SAP for MaxDB, Sybase, which is nothing but SAP HANA, then MySQL, Informix, PostgreDB, Documentum, MongoDB. Come down, Manu, scroll down. Then you have Splunk, NoSQL, okay, and any other custom database. Then you can just use the database add-on, okay. So you see, out of the box, Commvault has integration with so many different kinds of databases and its respective database configurations, okay. For few of the databases, it can, when you're trying to do a restore, you can choose to do a full restore or you can choose to do a partial restore. If you are choosing to do a partial restore, within partial restore, in some places, for some databases, it allows even a single table restore also. Okay. Instead, let us say only one table in the entire database got corrupted, you can do a single table restore also for some of the databases. Now, for which ones it supports, we will see that later. Okay, because you have to follow certain different procedures to do that. Okay, now go to applications. Right. Now here you see for Active Directory, for Exchange on-prem, okay, then for this one OWA, which OWA is Oracle proxy, then Lotus Domino server, which is the old, uh, mailing server, then cloud apps like Salesforce, okay, then SharePoint, O365, Google Workspace, all these are also supported, okay, and then tools. So here is again a very important thing. So in tools, you have threat analysis, okay, and you have many other tools. Storage accelerator is one more which we use. Then come down. So if you want to do any custom workflows, then you have an SDK. So you can use the developer SDK, which is Python scripts. Okay. So there are many other add-ons. So we will discuss about them in detail later, whatever are relevant for us and our kind of work. Okay. So any questions on any of these, what we have discussed so far? Can anybody tell me why this one more checkbox is there at the bottom? Restore only. You see, between the back button and the next button, there is one more checkbox called restore only. Yeah. Why do you think that is there? In which scenarios or use cases do you want to do a restore only package install?
In case of any existing application is corrupted,
Hmm. Or, yes, that is one use case. Correct, Praveen?
and if if uh, if we want to if you are planning to next upgrade, but it is not working, so we can go to the earlier upgrade,
For
earlier version.
downgrading.
No, no. If I'm at X version, and if I'm planning for the X plus one version, but X plus one version having some difficulties, so I can restore it to the existing version.
Hmm. When you say version, you're referring to point in time of the data or the version of the software?
Version of the software.
No, that is not the use case for this.
Okay.
Okay. So this restore only agent or restore only package gets created, or you will create this kind of a package when you are doing disaster recovery. Okay. So let us say your Commvault data has been stored in some kind of a storage system, but the Commvault infrastructure, those servers or those physical or virtual machines, everything got destroyed. Okay, either fire or whatever. Okay, and from the storage, now you want to recover the entire environment, the master server, the media server, the clients, the machines, and everything. Okay, and no need to install the complete installation package. Apart from master server and media server, all the others you can just install a restore only package. So only minimal modules will get installed, which will allow you to read the already backed up data and then perform restore operations to bring your machine and data back up and running. Okay. So this is to reduce the time it takes for package installation and the time it takes to perform the restores. Okay, so you can even do a restore only package, and many a times let us say that Commvault is doing replication from one site to another site. Okay, then in the DR site, you want to perform only test restores. You do not want to. This is just for audit purpose or compliance purpose. Okay, not for actual running the DR. So in that kind of scenario also, you can have only the restore only packages installed instead of installing the full package. Okay. Yes, Praveen, you had any question?
No, I'm just trying to relate with BMR restore.
No, BMR needs a full package
Correct.
installation.
Correct.
Yes. And there is a separate method in Commvault to perform BMR restores. We will discuss about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. BMR, for everyone else, BMR stands for bare metal restore. Okay. Bare metal means whenever you're doing a operating system installation on a physical server directly, not on a virtual machine. Like for example, you're installing Windows on directly a server with certain CPU cores and RAM and many other hardware components, or you're installing Red Hat, okay, and that system crashes, okay, due to whatever motherboard got fried or something, okay. Uh, then if you would have done a system state backup, then using that system state backup, you can take any brand new physical server and make it look like how it was on that failed server. Okay. Exact same operating system level settings, exact same, applications, libraries, everything will come back as is, including the identity also. Okay, if you want the IP address, the host name, the registry settings in Windows, okay, everything, okay, the same look and feel. If you have done any customization of the desktop, everything will come back, okay. So that's called a bare metal restore. So there is a particular method of doing that, so we will discuss that when that time comes. Okay, good question, Praveen. Any other questions? No. Okay, you click on next, Manu. Okay. So we have already selected, no? Comso, media agent and all. Okay, Unix. Okay. And since we had chosen Unix in the beginning, what kind of Unix level packages also you want, you can choose. So under server, you want these components. Under file system, go click on file system. So you have a file system for IBM I series, then OpenVMS, then for Unix systems, the bare metal recovery agent, and then normal file recovery agent. Then Unix databases which can be installed on Unix, those versions will be different. So it will need different package. So click on that database. So these are all the database versions that are compatible with Unix. So you can install the packages separately for this. Scroll down. Yeah, for most of them we have. Then big data. So Hadoop clusters, Cassandra, MongoDB, or NoSQL. If you have this kind of databases, even those can be backed up using Commvault. Then applications, Dominoes, Cloud Apps. OneTouch is the one that is used for bare metal restores. And then SAP archives. Okay. Click on tools. Yeah, these are all the tools which are compatible on Unix. Scroll down, please. Yeah. And then virtualization. So this is for Unix based virtual environments like RHEV or Acropolis or OpenStack, like that. Okay, fine. So you can select any one under file system. You can select file system core and file system. Yeah, click on next. Yeah, here is where you have to select the download location where the package will get created. It's showing the amount of space available. Okay, that's fine. Click on next. Now, for Unix, obviously we have to create a tar file. So you can choose create a tar file, select that first option. Yes, and then that's the tar file location and where how much amount of space is there. Yeah, click on next. And here are the custom package installations since we use advanced, right? So do you want to include the SQL Server? Do you want to create a self-extracting executable? Okay. Do you want to save the user answers so that if you have multiple systems, you don't have to keep entering the data again and again? So that also you can do. So all these paths and all, you can just select once, and every time this package will get installed, automatically those answers will be put. Okay. And the same way the installation will happen on multiple systems. Okay. So you can do all of that as well. Okay. Then you can click on next. So now you see it's downloading the packages from internet, basically the Commvault website. So Commvault has a cloud repository from where it stores, and it will download from there. So while this is downloading, any questions?
So this takes very long time, sir. Around 40 minutes.
In the meanwhile, show them that after installation of Commvault, what kind of packages get installed, and how we can access the GUI.
Okay.
You have to explain as well.
One second. Once the Commvault installation is completed, uh, first of all, we need to check the services are running or not in the process manager. Once the installation is completed, you will see this particular folder called Commvault. Under this folder, you will get like Commvault Command Center. This is one type of console we can manage, and this is a Comcell console. It is a Java console, and Command Center is a web-based controller we can use. And this is a process manager. Here we can check the services. In the services tab. Yeah, first thing we need to check the all services are running or not. If any services are down, just need to start those services. Storage in progress cannot start. This error is happened because of the installation is not done successfully. Workflow engine. This may be the
Okay.
issue with connecting the SQL Server.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hmm. But still,
So wait,
we can. Yeah.
Go to the general, go to the general tab. Process manager, go to the general tab.
Oh, sir, I'm in the general dashboards.
So here in the general tab, you can see a lot of details about the current installation of Commvault. You can see the host name. You can see where the Commvault installation actually got installed, what is the path. You can see the drive space, how much amount is free. Then where the index cache is stored and how much amount of free space is there. What is the current size of the backend Commvault database and database validation status, whether it's corrupted, not corrupted, you can see it here. Okay. Then click on process. This is nothing but the same MMC that you go into services console. Very similarly, it shows the Commvault only processes here. Okay. So you can see various processes, how much amount of CPU and memory they are using. Okay. And this is very important for us when we are doing troubleshooting. Some of the most important processes are these three processes called CVD, CVFWD, and CVMountD. Okay. These three processes, Bhanu, can you highlight them? CVD, CVD, yeah, Commvault Communication Service, then CVFWD, okay, Commvault Network Daemon, and then CV Mount D, Media Mount Manager. Okay, so these three are very, very important, processes which are required. Then for any process, if you want to see the logs, you can select the view logs button at the bottom. So you don't have to search for the log path. You can just select the process and you can directly view the logs of that process from here itself. Okay. So Bhanu, can you select CVD and view the logs of CVD?
It's redirected to the log file folder, sir.
Yes. So in this, there are some very important log files that we will be using. Yes, this one, CVD log file. Okay, just open that. So here you can see the low level, all the processes that have happened, and very, very useful for doing a lot of troubleshooting of not just installation, but also if anything is going wrong with some of the sub processes within Commvault. Okay. And one process is not communicating with the other process. So all those kinds of information and error are logged in here and very useful for anyone to do troubleshooting in Commvault. Okay. So this is a very important one. Yeah, you can close this. Yeah, close this as well. Go to logging tab. Yeah, so here you can see the debug level. That is the most important one. So against all the Commvault services that you see on the left hand side, you see the debug level as default, right? But sometimes for more granular investigation, the support team will ask us to get logs for a particular process at a particular debug level. Okay. So what you can do is you can select the process, like for example, CVD process is there at the bottom. See, for that, the debug level currently is set to default. So you can click on that default next to CVD. For that one more down. Yes. Okay. Click on, double click on that, and you can change the debug level 0, 1, 2, like that. Okay. So that the support team will debug level they want, and that debug level you can. Then the last tab is troubleshooting. So here you can see where you want the dumps to get created and diagnostic data to be stored. So again, this is used by the support teams to do deeper level of investigation for any critical failures in Commvault. Okay. Yeah. You can close this. Any questions on creating the package, the installation? Do you all want to try this on your own, in your own VMware workstations?
Yes, sir.
Only Siddharth.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you have to
Yes,
do
sir.
is you have to request Bhanu Teja for it. So he has this software package. So reach out to him on Teams and he will upload this in a OneDrive. And whoever reaches out to him, only to them he is going to share the OneDrive access. Okay, deal?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
And then once you are doing the installation, if you are stuck anywhere, what should you do?
Reach out to
What
him,
should you do?
WhatsApp. There's a video. Okay.
Yes, very good. Before reaching out to Bhanu Teja or me, refer to the video again. Go to the Commvault documentation website, documentation.commvault.com. Okay. Read there. Even after doing these two things, you are unable to proceed or complete the task, then you reach out to Bhanu and myself. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Bhanu, whoever reaches out to you, only to them, please share the software link through OneDrive.
Sure, sir.
Okay. All right. So we will continue again. So by tomorrow when we join, this package would have got created. And I'm hoping that you will reach out to Bhanu and he will share the software with you. And you should have tried this at least once by yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, done, guys. That's it for tonight. Have a good evening. Happy Sankranti, happy Pongal, happy Lohri, happy Bihu to everyone.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you.